What is up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another mail call, including new comic book day and this awesome sketch cover. So, if you want to see what I picked up today, stay tuned for the video. So, before we get into all this comic book goodness, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell notification so when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. Um, yeah, got some new comic book stuff and some great stuff in the mail. And I'm going to show the sketch covers, which I will explain a little bit later. But I'll show those at the last. Hopefully, everybody is doing fantastic. So, jumped on the auction, and I don't even remember. I remember if it was Gorilla Todd or who it was, but Biggie Shack. Everybody knows Biggie. Biggie. So, Biggie Shack had thrown some books up there, and there were several books that, and I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. They were some Valiant books. Shocker of all shockers. Now, they were some of the Acclaim books, Acclaim/Valiant books. You just don't see out in the wild all the time. And they're not valuable enough to really pay shipping on one book on an eBay lot somewhere. You don't see them all the time, and so what do you do? Then he throws up another awesome book. Another awesome lot. And I said, well, I'm fixing to get stuff shipped to me, so I might as well bid on it. Well, another member in the community started bidding on it. And so the other member in the community had bid on it, and finally I just said, hey, I'm just going to let him have it. He knew which book I was going for in that lot, and he was such a stand-up member of the community and such a nice guy that he said, hey, look, that one book right there, I'll put that in Southern's box. So I appreciate What the Deuce for doing that. He knew which one I was going after in that lot. And so that would have been, I thought I took this off. Biggie, as many times as you're on Discovery Based channel, what does he teach you about? Pull tabs, son, pull tabs. Okay, so this is the awesome book that What the Deuce had Biggie throw in that lot into my box. So this is Transformers Generation 2. It's a fold-out cover, a little hollow foil. Transformers Generation 2, little Optimus Prime action. So super dope cover. Again, shout out to What the Deuce for making that happen. I think Biggie must have had this one in the back there, and so he just put that one in there, left it in there too. But that's Mike Grell's Shaman's Tears or Shaman's Tears. These were the books that I picked up. Magic the Gathering, number 5 of 5. I really wasn't looking for this one. This is, I'm not even sure who done that. Was it DC? But I'll probably put it up for sale. But this is the Magic Legend Elder Dragons, number 2. Fallen Angel, Magic Legend Fallen Angel. Jedit, number 1 of 2. Chandelander, I'm probably butchering those names. Number 2 of Jedit. Was that number 1? Yeah, that's number 1. This is number 2. Then you got Convocations, number 1. And these were all ones I needed, which usually you get a mix lot like this. You're like, okay, there's one I got, one I don't have. And I've got a lot of these, as you might can imagine. This is Elder Dragons, number 1. And Antiquities War, number 4. And I didn't have any of them. I'm like, dope. And I think he actually, it wasn't a bid. It was just like a buy it now. And so I snapped it up as if everybody was going to pick it up before I got to it. But hey, sometimes these Magic the Gathering, since Boom has taken them back over, some of them are more favorable than typical Valiant. This I got from a member in the community, Double A Comics. That's right. Double A Comics went to go on Gorilla Todd's auction, and I said, "What you got for me, man?" He said, "I got this one Batman, but I don't know if you need it or not." And I said, "Yes, it is one I need," which was 243. So shout out to him. He must have got an upgrade. Otherwise, he wouldn't be letting this good Silver Age goodness go. So got that in the mail, securely packaged. I got this from, is it Forest Geek Comics, maybe, over on Instagram. This was one book. There was actually two, but somebody snagged the second one before I could claim it. So this is the, oh no, not again. I mean, how many times does Robin kill himself? It's kind of weird. But Batman 246, another one of those 200s off of the want list, right? So I got, these are my new comic book day books. Got X-Men number 19, one of the few X-Men titles that I'm still picking up. It was an interesting story. It's how X-23 and Sync come back from the vault, and after all that time, and it was okay. Hickman obviously was the mastermind behind the whole House of X, Powers of 10 deal, and it was interesting that at first, but it just seems like he's like not at the wheel. He's asleep at the wheel. He's mailing it in, cashing the checks. I don't know, but he's staying on this one title. Supposedly he's the mastermind at it, but it leans more towards Excalibur and Tini Howard, which I'm not interested in, which is sad. Very sad. Then we've got Beta Ray Bill number 1. This was not my first choice of the cover. This is the A cover, but Ryan Stegman and there was the Walt Simonson drew the classic 337 pose was the one I wanted. Wasn't keen on the King in Black tie-in just because I haven't read King in Black. I'm not interested in all the tie-ins that are, don't really matter. But it really was very short-lived, but it kind of proved the part of the story that Thor is taking all the limelight. Now that Beta Ray Bill is no longer a Thor per se because, Thor broke his hammer. He's got to go find his way in the world. It's really interesting to kind of see insight of Beta Ray Bill, which is a really cool character. So I'm going to keep picking that one up for now. X-Men Legends 2. Enjoy the art. Enjoy the Brett Booth on the art. Just classic X-Men style. I think the Simonsons are going to be doing something the next issue or two. Fabian Nicieza is writing it. So classic X-Men artist. So basically this Adam X character, they find out that he is taken from the samples of their mom. So he's basically their half brother. And if you know the Summers family tree, which they put in here, it is very difficult to keep up with all the different timelines and all the other kind of stuff. It makes for a very weird family tree. But at the end of the day, they erase Havoc and Scott's memories, and so they don't remember having that conversation with Adam X. So, but yeah, it was kind of a cool 90s-esque story. Then we got crossover number 5. They pick up the God Country sword. Was it Salifax? And this is an interesting story. It's interesting enough to keep me coming back and reading it. It's not one that was my first to read in my first to read pile. So it was very light week on the new comics. I did go to the back bin, which is a good time to go to the back bin when it's a light week. Picked up this. This is Justice League 41. This is somebody's origin whose name escapes me right now. Feel free to leave it in the comments down below. But this is a David Finch cover. This is the Joker's 75th anniversary version of this. And then Justice League number 50, which is the first appearance of Jessica Cruz as Green Lantern, I believe, and a couple of other origins. Got these on the cheap, basically at cover price. And so I was glad to pick those up. I think I'm going to hold on. I initially bought them to just turn around and flip them, but I think I'm going to hold them a little bit until some more Green Lantern action heats up a little bit. And then I'm going to, I'll probably let them go at that point. Machine Man number 4. So I have number 1, number 3. So now I'm only missing number 2, but just some Barry Windsor Smith goodness right here. And Machine Man. So my son was needing something to do, as children are ought to do, and as opposed to having him on some kind of electronic device, he decided to do some sketches. And so he was doing some sketches on some paper. I said, "Why don't you just do one of these sketchbooks?" I keep sketchbooks around if I can pick them up on the cheap and they're pertaining to a character that I might want to have a sketch done on one day. I'll just keep a box of them. So that when cons come more in full scale, that could take advantage of that. So I had a Batman one, and I got him to draw the Batman. So this is his first attempt at a professional sketch cover. So I'm going to get it slabbed and look all nice and everything for him. So All-Star Batman #1 sketch version, done by my 4th child. Used to be my youngest until got empty nest syndrome. Then I've got this other sketch cover. So I just happened to be, and it's ones like this that I normally, somebody scoops them up and I ain't even got a chance to look on Instagram, especially this particular seller. So this is Ryan Ben Hunters. He used to sell on Jay Blitz. I don't know if he's still selling on Jay Blitz's channel anymore. I've seen him post a lot of stuff on Instagram. Used to go under Don't Forget About His podcast. And he might still have something to do with that, but I noticed he's posting his comics over on Ben Hunters now. And man, this guy finds some fire Golden Age, Silver Age books, a lot of signed books. And I'm like, dang, where in the world are you hunting, man, to find all these goodies like this? And so this particular book he threw up. And like I said, normally they get snagged up before I even have a chance to take a look at it. There was a Batman comic the other day that was signed by Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil. I do not have a Denny O'Neil signature. And it was graded, yellow labeled, and it wasn't that bad on the price. And so I wanted to get it, but like I said, people jumped at it and got it before I even took a second glance at it. And it was a book I have, and I think it's even signed by Neil Adams, but and I could have stole that one. This is easy and got most of my money back. But this is a sketch cover that was done by, let's see, who's it sketched by? Nick Justice. So I'm not familiar with Nick Justice. I don't know if he's a big, professional comic person, if that makes sense. But who else it's signed by? And this is an homage. So I love me some homages. I love me some sketch covers. And when you see this, and if you're a Batman fan, you better go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. And that is Batman 50, which is the wedding, non-wedding issue sketch cover, but a homage to Batman 181, which was the first appearance of Poison Ivy. Now, if this wasn't already fire enough, he did the checker marks, he did the Batman animated series versions of both Batman Robin and Poison Ivy. If that's not fire enough, check out who else signed this book. Kevin Conroy, many would argue the best Batman. Okay. Also, Lauren Lester and Diane Pershing. So the voice for Robin and for Poison Ivy for the animated series. Is that not dope or what? The cover was already fire. It's a 9.4, which is fine. There's no telling what was on it that made it a 9.4 as opposed to a 6 or 8 rather. Who cares? Looks like some color rub on the back. Who cares? All right. And that dent right there on that back cover. But just a straight fire cover. And I did not have a signature of any of those. to be able to get them on all of one in an homage to first appearance of Poison Ivy, which I have right here. And so you can see right here how great of a job. And then, like I said, they did the animated style of the characters on purpose, obviously, just down to the shadow of Poison Ivy. I mean, the depth of the shadow of Poison Ivy. So when I said I don't know if this guy is a professional artist or not, he's certainly professional to nail it like that. They must have been at a con or something to be able to get all of them on a witnessed CGC label, right? Unless he got it witnessed, cracked it open, so on and so forth. But yeah, that is that. And I got this one last year from Big Will, got it slabbed. I would have gotten a better grade. I knew the pinup was missing, but I had forgotten the last page was missing also. So CBCS counted that as incomplete. CGC, on the other hand, would have given a grade better than a 0.5, and I would have got a green label, which was kind of fitting for Poison Ivy. But you live and learn, whatever. So it's fine. It presents really well for a 0.5. And if I want to read it, I got a facsimile cover of it. So there you go. So definitely a dope. So shout out to Ryan over Ben Hunters. And if you're not following him on Instagram, follow him on Instagram because he throws some fire books up there, golden age goodies, silver age goodies, and things like that. So what do you think about my hauls? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, this was a very light new comic book day, new comic book week, but was it heavy for you? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know what you would like to see on this channel. By the time this video airs, I will have already given away the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which was the 9.8 CBCS slab of Wolverine #1. I've already given it away by the time this video airs. And so I want to thank you and all the rest of you that pushed me over 1,000 subscribers. And thank you. And pretty soon things will be monetized. You'll see some stuff like that on the channel, like the join buttons, and you're going to see all the stuff that you'll get if you join the channel once I get YouTube straightened out on that. But for now, if you would like, check out my Patreon membership. If you buy books from me in particular, I think you will find a lot of value, more than your money's worth value, in the Patreon membership. So if you're interested, and if you buy books in particular, you don't have to buy books to get value in the Patreon membership. It just helps a lot. But if you want to check out that, look down in the description below. I left you a link. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.